Hey, my creative friends. My name is Shannon from shannonstudio.com. And we are here to talk creativity, how it looks to live a creative lifestyle, what is, what people's creative lives, and particularly mine. So we just kind of talk about those kind of things. So tonight, an update on the fabric collection. You'll have to read a couple videos back, but it's coming along. I think I have a lane now that I like, that I feel strongly about. The story's good, I think. So I'm going to spend a little bit more time on it, but I'm pretty sure I think I've got it. And so then it's just a matter of, I'm probably going to have to do a few more paintings to build it a little bit stronger, floral-wise. And then, so that's what I'm going to be doing this week. I canceled going tomorrow to, with Jean and I think Margarita. We were going to go to another museum and I had to cancel. And I haven't been to a museum in, a while, a month, 2 months? I don't know. So it's kind of hurting my heart here that I can't do that. But first things first. So I'll be working on that. Let's see. Today, on my notes, so I was going to share a story with you. Sometimes when I'm doing something, I'll make a about how I want to do it, and I'll put it on the list that I want to do it, and then it just doesn't happen. I'm going along and the plan's good, but it's not happening. And I have to, a lot of times when that happens, I'll step back and I'll have to look at it and just, why am I not doing this? And for instance, one thing I put down that, I wanted to do some greeting cards. And, I think I had to do greeting cards. But then when I stepped back, and I didn't do it, and I kept not putting it off, not doing it. And then when I stepped back from it and took a look at it, I don't buy greeting cards. I haven't bought I hadn't bought greeting cards in forever. And so it was kind of like, I'm not into greeting cards. So that's probably why I'm not pursuing that, even though I think it's a great idea, even though I think it's an avenue to go down. So there's a quote from Creative Calling. He says, "A common destructive element in the life of any creative person is doing the wrong work. In other words, spending too much of your time on things that don't matter or don't come naturally." So for me, the idea is that to be more deliberate in the things that we choose to do as creatives and not necessarily doing what everybody else is doing. So I think kind of like the craze this last couple of years have been artists painting ornaments that they sell. Not that that's bad. I'm just going, I wouldn't want to do that. But I could see getting caught up in that as a creative because everybody else is doing it. And it looks like fun. And it is fun. I mean, I've painted things like that before, but it's just, I haven't painted them and put them on sale, that sort of thing. The idea is that to not spend your time, for me to not spend my time on things that don't really fit. So one of the ways to be able to, I'm looking at my notes, one of the ways to be able to see if something really fits is to look back. So I call it vetting. And what I mean by vetting is that you want to look at what you've done in the past to see what you might do in the future. So if you have continuous painted ornaments, and it's just like you do this every Christmas and you do it during the summer months because it's so cool and fun, and then so you like that sort of thing and you've done it numerous times in the past, then I would say move forward in the future with it. If whatever thing you get into, there's things that we do naturally just because we like them. We really like them or we really love them, and we continuously do them. And so I say kind of take what you've done that you really love doing and really lean into that. That's like what he says in the remainder of this quote. It says, "We flourish by leaning into our strengths more than fixing our weaknesses." So leaning into things that we already love to do. And instead of fighting against it, instead of going, oh, who else is doing this, or oh, this is fun, stay kind of be deliberate, pick our own lane, pick a lane that you like. Now that doesn't mean you can't ever venture out of what you've done previously, or else none of us would ever do anything new. But the idea is that if you want to venture there, then you would do some things differently. So for instance, with me for greeting cards, if I want to start to go down that lane of making greeting cards, then I probably ought to start buying greeting cards and start sending them and start looking at them at the store and maybe collecting them. And I've kind of have started doing that because I want to see if it feels like a good fit. So I want to make sure it feels like a good fit before I go into that. And so that's one way to be able to look at things and go, I'm interested in this. So is it something that I'm really interested in? Let's test the waters with a few experiments and just explore the idea. Because there's lots of things that we haven't done, or I haven't done previously, you haven't done previously, that you're going to actually like in the future. So it's not closing the door to anything new. It's not closing the door to trying and experimenting, but it's going about a different way. So if you want to do that, like I said, you experiment, you try things, you venture in there, you learn more about that area. And if not, if that's something you go, yeah, what was I thinking? Then let it go. Then just let it go and let somebody else do that and enjoy what they do with it and how they view it and how they love it and move forward. So for instance, like the ornaments, I don't want to do ornaments, but man, I have loved looking at several their ornaments. I can think of 3 distinct people who have done ornaments, and I'm like, man, those are great. So, then you can just use your energy to supporting that person, liking their stuff or buying their stuff, and just having fun that way creatively. Let's see. My notes. So what we're looking at is to say what matters most to you, what really matters most to you, what really matters most to me. Look at some of the things I've done in the past to see what I might want to move into the future with. We have to look at our internal feelings about that, how we really feel, and just like get quiet for a minute. Just, don't look at anything and just explore your past. What have I done? Joy in doing something. When did I make something that was really freeing and it was exciting to me and I was excited to show it? So explore what you've been doing in the past and really try to understand what we think we want versus what we really want. And when we can do that, we can fool ourselves for a little while, but it doesn't really sustain itself. So you want something that will sustain itself, that you can be creative with long term. Let go of your choices, own what you choose, be happy about it. That probably will be your secret sauce, where you start to take something that you really love. I'm really surprised when I look through Instagram and those things and see what people do and the combinations of things that they do. And you can tell when somebody loves what they're doing, it makes all the difference. It makes the difference in how they're putting out their work and how they talk about their work. And it's delightful. You become delighted in what they're doing because they're delighted in what they're doing. So that's the tip for tonight. What really matters to you, what you really want to do, get in that lane, own that lane. Let go of the things that don't matter, but really get in tune with who you are and what you like to do and how you can bring that out more. That is all the tips that I have for you tonight. So remember, you have a creative heartbeat, so listen for it. And Jonica, I'm just going off the air right now.